Okay, so here are 10 signs that you might have low self-esteem. And before you think, I don't have low self-esteem, go ahead and listen. I'm Dr. McLeana. I'm a self and story analyst, and I will just tell you that there are so many people that I work with who suffer from low self-esteem, which impacts everything, their self-image, their self-worth, their self-identity. So here you go. Top 10 things. Thing one, negative self-talk, okay? You criticize yourself, you have a pessimistic outlook, you focus on your flaws, your mistakes, your problems, your issues, okay? Negative self-talk, 1. 2, you seek validation, right? You rely on other people for feeling worthy, and you're doing it externally. So maybe you try really hard at work to perform. Maybe you base a lot of your worthiness on your performance. Sometimes that can also be like in the bedroom or in the romantic department. You're a perfectionist, right? You have these very unrealistic standards for yourself, and then you get upset when you don't meet them. You avoid things, right? If it's a new challenge or it's a new opportunity, you're like, I don't really know if I can do that. Or maybe even if it's a conflict, you're like, I don't want to deal with this. That can also lead to 5, a social withdrawal, where you don't want to be around people because you don't really know how to show up with them. You don't really want to handle it. You're like, I don't know if I can perform today, so I'm not going to show up. Number 6 is tricky. It's a difficulty accepting compliments, right? If you can't receive praise well, you might have a low self-esteem. This one's really prevalent in today's society. It's comparing oneself to others, right? If you're comparing yourself to other people's success, their looks, their life, it probably means that you are in some kind of a low self-esteem, especially if you kind of feel inferior, or you feel bad, or you feel inadequate as a result. This one is a biggie, and if you struggle from it, I have a suggestion for you. Number 8 is self-neglect. If you neglect yourself and you put everybody else's needs above your own, a lot of times this is my ladies, you probably have a low self-esteem. And I will say this a lot of times stems from childhood. So if you've never read the book, Being the Love You Seek by Nicole Pera, it has to do with a lot of childhood emotional neglect. You should definitely check it out, because self-neglect a lot of times comes from childhood neglect. This is a biggie also. Number 9, a lack of boundaries. Do you have a hard time saying no to people? Do you let other people take advantage of you, right? On the flip side of lack of boundaries also comes people pleasing. That comes out of self-neglect as well. So people pleasing is like a bonus symptom or sign that you might have low self-esteem. And number 10 is that you are looking to external factors for your happiness. So you might find your worth in money, achievements, possessions, relationship, sex, your looks. There's a lot of external things that make you happy. But when you're left alone with yourself, you're not happy at all. Improving your self-esteem is a critical component to having an overall well-being, to having a happiness, to having a purposefulness, having a meaningfulness in your life, okay? Self-esteem is the number 1 factor of why people are unhappy in their selves and their reality. And it leads to low self-worth. It leads to a warped sense of identity. I call it self-image dysmorphia. And so if you resonated with all of this, please hit me up in the DMs. You need this work yesterday. If you have maybe 5 of these, you might want to think about buying my course, okay? The Authentic Empowered Self. If you are I struggle with 2 or 3 of these, maybe drop a comment, maybe give a follow, you're really doing yourself a disservice when you think so lowly about yourself, when you feel so lowly about yourself. Self-esteem is really how much we value ourselves or how much we feel good about ourselves. And like I said on my video the other day, most people actually hate themselves, and they're taught how to hate themselves by all the rejection or all the negative that they see in their daily life, right? Some people get bullied more than others. Some people get sort of negative treatment more than others. So if you're somebody who struggles with a low self-esteem, I can assure you that it can be worked out. It can be raised. You can see yourself more clearly. You can be happier. You You can be more fulfilled. You can be more positive in your life. I know because I have done it. Okay. I struggled with low self-esteem my entire life. It got me landed in jail. It got me a felony. It got me doing things that were not productive. I was people pleasing. I had no boundaries. I was neglecting myself. I was always trying to find my worth in my work. I was a perfectionist, and I had negative self-talk so much, right? So if I can do this, anybody can do this. And let me help you, okay? Let me help you. Not only do I have a doctorate in this, I have lived this life out, okay? So if you feel like you've got any or all of these and you need self-esteem work and self-esteem help, that is what I'm here to help you do. Analyze yourself, analyze your story with a true lens and not this kind of unfair, fabricated, low self-worth, low self-esteem lens, okay? I'm here to help you. If you want that help, shoot me a message. I am taking clients on. If you want my course, it is on sale right now. Go get it. And if you want to drop a comment, let me know how many of these 10 signs you're experiencing.